Today is the day. We are boarding Tiburon, which is a new boat. I think it's 125 feet with a hot tub and all kinds of stuff. It's definitely going to be the fanciest trip I've ever gone on.
I've never done anything like this fancy before. You know, I've seen little boards and always been like, oh, it must be so nice. All of our experience with diving has been super self-sufficient, which is tons of work but very rewarding. So it's going to be really cool to experience the other side.
You know, it's funny because whenever we talk to people about sailing, everyone always asks, where's your favorite place to dive? And it's like, well, you know, if you like this here, if you like that, you could go here. But pretty sure by the end of this trip, it's going to be a very, very, very easy answer. Galapagos. Point blank, period.
The Tiburon Explorer is a 125-foot beast with one objective in mind: scuba diving. She acts as a home to 16 lucky guests per trip, with a total of 12 crew taking care of you. It has over 45 dive tanks, with the ability to fill all tanks in less than an hour. There's an oxygen mixer for nitrox, 3 separate 100-kilowatt generators, a 3,000-gallon freshwater tank, and the ability to turn saltwater into freshwater at a rate of 90 gallons per hour.
It's big. This is like the room that dreams are made out of.
What? Oh my god. This is so fucking fancy. Are you kidding me?
Holy shit. This is ridiculous.
Look at your view when you shower. Straight up to the outside. I love that. I love a good shower view.
Dang.
Oh my god, Brady. Come up here. What do you think about that?
Holy.
There's a hot tub. What? Chill area. Bar. Oh my god. I'm gonna have so many good tropical drinks here. Wow. It's a little rainy today, but I can't believe this is where we get to live for the next week. It's so nice.
The rest of the guests weren't far behind us, and just as expected, their reaction was pretty similar to ours.
The hot tub! That's ridiculous! I so want to jump in that thing right now.
I know.
Brady, chuck the potty.
Yeah.
Can you explain the vibe on board at the moment, Senior?
And yeah, everybody's just unpacking and setting up BCs, just getting organized basically, just getting settled in right away.
Yeah, the energy on board is really high right now. Everyone's stoke level is just peaking. Of course, you know you're going on this big, beautiful boat and it's a brand new boat and you're like expecting it to be quite nice, but it's not until you step aboard and your jaw just drops. So much nicer than I could have imagined. So we've been meeting some of the crew. They're really nice. I think the people in the Galapagos are so nice, and one thing I really like about it here is when you walk down the street, everyone says hello to each other. And for me, I think that's such a rare thing and it's such a marker of a good place. So yeah.
Once we were unpacked, it was time for a welcome drink, a safety briefing, and a proper introduction to the crew who made the vessel run. The Tiburon Explorer has 12 crew, including a captain, first mate, 2 engineers, 2 chefs, and up to 6 dive guides to ensure that our time underwater was not only incredible, but safe.
I love this. I love this crew. It's so crazy. I mean, to think about if you added up all the years of experience that everyone has here, it's a lot. It's like hundreds of years of experience that they all bring to the table, whether they're engineers or dive guides or naturalists or a captain of the boat or chef or anything. Like, it's a very experienced crew. We're in really good hands. And I'm glad the whole crew is Ecuadorian. It makes me feel like I'm really here, you know?
The next morning, we were up at the crack of dawn, because for the next week straight, we'd be doing 4 dives a day. The first dive of the day usually begins around 6:30 a.m., but luckily, we were doing it in style. There was an espresso machine that everyone would quickly become obsessed with.
So yeah, this is definitely a well thought out setup. 2 tanks right next to each other. So this is Blue's, this is mine, and then underneath the seat you have a little bin with all your fins, booties, everything. The best part is at the end of every dive you just sit there and like my BCD won't leave this tank the whole week. They have a filling hose that comes right out.
Oh my god.
And just fills right there on the spot.
way.
Oh yeah, all these, there's tons of them.
Jesus.
Yeah.
We gotta get in the engine room on this thing and see what
I
is
know,
going
I'm
on.
going to.
Yeah. And so began our journey into the waters of this living laboratory of evolution. Although Darwin had made these islands famous from all he found above the water, he hadn't known the insane amounts of life that existed under the surface. Over the coming week, we would get to experience one of the most bio-rich ecosystems on planet Earth and make new underwater memories with creatures of the deep in a way we never have before. An astonishing 20% of the marine species in the Galapagos are endemic and found nowhere else on Earth. The Northern Islands are also home to the largest shark biomass ever reported on Earth. A healthy shark population is an indicator of a rich ecosystem, and their presence signifies that the food web is in a balanced harmony. This abundance of life is contributed to the Galapagos lying at an intersection of several major ocean currents. The Panama Current brings in warm water from the northeast, while cold water arrives from the southeast by the Humboldt Current, and by the west from the Cromwell Current. These currents carry a wealth of microscopic plants called phytoplankton, which are then eaten by tiny floating animals called zooplankton. And on these nutrients continue up the food chain to build this unique web of life.
All right, so we just got back from dive number 3 of the trip. No, I don't even know what dive it is. But this is what it's like to come back onto a lift board right after the dive. How was it?
Amazing.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, that's awesome. So, after you get off the boats, they take your gear, they have towels waiting for you. And then the best part. Let's go up here. Oh, sandwiches today. Wow. Grab your juice, grab your snack. You come over to the hot tub. There they are.
Alright, favorite part of the dive, Brady?
I really like being in that current. Even though there wasn't like thousands of sharks around us, it was just cool to see the power of what the ocean can do.
I don't even think I have a favorite part. The whole situation was my favorite. Nice.
Oh, hey there. Didn't see ya. I've become quite addicted to farming chia pets these days, and thanks to our Patreon account, I'm able to keep up with the addiction. No, just kidding. But we did actually start a Patreon account, so if you like the films we make, please go over and support us. 100% of the funds go to us making more films and my chia pets. Thank you so much.
The whole situation was my favorite.
But after a little relaxation, it was time to get our camera gear prepped, because we noticed some pretty ominous visitors on board. And it was time to head to land to get a closer look at these magnificent frigate birds. Our location was North Seymour Island. And with Tiburon anchored not too far from shore, we dinghied in to see what we would find.
So we are at this little island, North Seymour. No houses or buildings or anything there. We have a naturalist guide with us, as you always have to have when you do adventures like this, and I'm sure he's going to tell us a lot. But I know there's boobies on this island. I see some right now, and this is also, he said, the best place to see the frigate birds, which I also see with the big red puff right now. So yeah, I think everyone has their long lenses out, and we're just going to learn about the birds at North Seymour.
So everybody, welcome to North Seymour Island, and just to know the place where we are, let me show you here. We are in the central part of the islands, of the Galapagos Islands, right in the middle. A long way from here, like on the western side of this island, is where we have the hotspot. So the islands are formed there, but as the islands are formed on top of a tectonic plate, which is moving constantly towards southeast, that's the reason why. The youngest islands we have on the westernmost side of the islands, and the oldest islands we have on the southeastern corner of this archipelago. So, as we are right in the middle, here the geological age of this part of the archipelago is approximately 3.5 million years. Because we have a couple of great frigate birds nesting very, very close to the path. This is the sound, this is part of the courtship of a male great frigate bird. And this is what all the females that you can see there flying low, this is what they are looking for. They are looking for this show provided by these males. Right now they are doing all the courtship, getting a partner. The incubation of a frigate bird egg is going to take from 42 days to 55 days. So pretty much by the end of this season, when we have more influence of the Humboldt current and we have better conditions in the ocean, you know, like more nutrients, more fish, so that's going to be the time when actually they will be like be capable to bring more food to their chicks. So these birds actually coordinate.
Although frigates can spend months at a time in the air without landing, we are catching them in the heart of mating season, with some early hatched chicks in the nests along the pathway. But this little cutie wouldn't be staying innocent for long. I grabbed this shot of a male frigate, and although I was too far away to notice at the time, when I got home and edited my photos, a zoom-in revealed that he was actually completely missing one of his eyes.
Just explaining that the frigates are known as pirates, kind of.
Yeah.
They like steal food from not only a lot of other birds. I was reading in the book last night, they'll actually go up to boobies and other birds and bite their tails and shake them and make them regurgitate the food that they just ate, and then they'll steal their food. And also they do it to each other. It's not just other birds. So we just saw right here, there was one mama feeding her baby, and it's like whoosh, right over my head, another big frigate bird comes and lands and is trying to steal the food from them, and they're like fighting, so even amongst themselves they just have no mercy. So it's an interesting trait for a bird. I would hate to see it grab a blue-footed booby and shake it. I would cry. So even though it's early in the mating season, there's actually one here that has the eggs that it's incubating, and I think it's the male, and it stood up for a second and backed up, and I think I hopefully got a shot of it with the eggs underneath it. It has 2. They always lay 2 as like an insurance policy, so that if the first one, which is maybe 5 or 6 days older, laid first, gets eaten by a hawk or something happens to it, then they have the backup policy, the backup baby. And if it's a really good year for food, both chicks will survive. And if it's not a good year for food, they'll always feed the oldest one. And the older baby will either kill the smaller chick and eat it in the nest, or it'll kick it out of the nest and something else will come eat it. But it was pretty cool. He was just explaining that the seabirds, instead of having the special feathers that they lay on the eggs and incubate them with to keep them warm, they actually use their webbed feet because it's the hottest part of the body. So it's like wrapped its blue feet around the eggs. But today it's really hot, so he's kind of doing climate control and he's like backed up a little bit and the eggs are peeking out.
I think it's really cool how the female's gone right now for half the day, like out fishing, and then the female will come back and the male will take off, and they just kind of trade off laying on top of the eggs. They get a little break from sitting in the hot sun, go fish for a while.
After years and years of watching documentaries about the Galapagos, it felt awe-inspiring to be here firsthand and see the interactions between all these birds. Our first few days aboard had surpassed our expectations, and we still hadn't even scratched the surface of what we were about to encounter. Up next, we get to dive with one of the most famous endemic species in the Galapagos, the Marine Iguana. And have a look at what it takes behind the scenes to make this ship run.
They sounded a little alarm and said, go grab
Go,
your
go.
life vest.
Go. So you can't just chat when there's a freaking alarm going off. Go.
Having to drink in your car is part of being safe.
Yes, you need a drink for the lifeboat.
Yes, you need a drink for the lifeboat. That's your boarding pass.
Oh my god.
Smell like arroz y frijoles.
And then the guy goes, and he picks up some sticks, he poops a little bit, and then the girl likes it, she whistles, and then boom, more boobies. Tomorrow morning our first dive is at 6:40, so we're just getting all of our gear set up so that we can stumble out here in the morning and get in the water.
Stumble? What are you planning on doing tonight?